So we kick things off with this guy Colt Seavers, who's basically a human punching bag for a living. You know, a stuntman. He's going on and on about how stunt people are the real heroes of Hollywood, getting their bones broken so movie stars can look cool. Colt's constantly getting banged up doing crazy stunts, but he's totally fine with it because he's absolutely smitten with this camera lady named Jody Moreno who wants to be a director. These two have been getting all hot and heavy in her trailer, doing some serious face mashing if you know what I mean. But out of it, they both have to act like nothing happened because, you know, workplace romance and all that awkward stuff. Anyway, one day on set, Tom Ryder, who's this big shot action star that Colt has been pretending to be when things get dangerous for the past 6 years, calls Colt over. Tom and his producer, Lady Gail Meyer, are having a total meltdown because, whoops, Colt's pretty face showed up in the last stunt. Can't have that.
Look at my face, look at my jaw compared to his jaws. It's like Mr. Potato Head.
Sorry, I got lost in your beautiful jawline. It's dreamy.
So they're like, do it again, but this time keep your beautiful mug out of the shot. Meanwhile, Jody's trying to ask Colt out for drinks, but this smooth operator suggests a beach date instead.
Wondering if you drink spicy margaritas?
Just to keep it professional, I can only have one spicy margarita. After this job, I gotta go sit on the sand. Do you have any towels that I could borrow?
Yeah, I have some towels. You know it's so dangerous to swim alone.
After this, you and I could both be on the beach somewhere making bad decisions. Okay, good to go.
Imagine that.
Here's where everything goes sideways. Colt's getting ready to redo this stunt when, wham! Something goes horribly wrong with the gear. Our boy takes a nasty tumble and gets carted off by paramedics like a sack of potatoes. Not exactly the kind of fall that gets you the girl. Fast forward a bunch of months and Colt's still licking his wounds at home. Turns out he hurt his back really, really bad, like seriously messed it up. He's basically said nope to the whole stunt thing and is now parking rich people's cars for a living. Gail rings him up while he's doing some weird smoothie, and at his valet thing, wouldn't you know it, some jerk who used to work with him spots Colt. This guy starts calling him the fall guy and acts like a total pain in the butt, demanding Colt park his car.
Dude was on a movie I was on. Most epic fail I've ever seen. Bring my car back without a scratch. I got a crispy fiver here for you, bro.
The guy won't shut up, so Colt decides to take him for a little joyride until he begs for mercy. When Gail calls, Colt's like, I'm done with this crazy business forever, thanks very much. He's blaming himself for the whole mess, which is kind of sad when you think about it. But then Gail drops the magic words. She mentions that Jody is directing this movie in Sydney.
I know you've missed it.
Goodbye, Gil.
Did I tell you? Did I tell you that the directors asked for you specifically? It's Jody.
Suddenly, Colt's tune changes faster than you can say, I'm an idiot for love, and he's booking a flight to Australia. Once he gets to Sydney, Colt meets this stunt coordinator guy named Dan Tucker. Dan's got to get Colt's face scanned so they can slap Tom's mug on top of his body later. Technology is wild, man. Then Dan shows him around the movie set and explains what death-defying nonsense they want him to do. Colt's getting the jitters because, you know, last time didn't go so great. Dan tries to pump him up with some Rocky movie quotes because apparently that's what stunt coordinators do.
It's not about how hard of a hit you can give. It's about how many times you can get hit and keep moving forward.
Can't quote Rocky on me like that.
Over in another part of the set, Jody's dealing with her own circus. She's talking to some prop guy when another crew member suggests they just use computer magic instead of real explosives. But then, boom! The fireworks go off without anyone giving the okay. This assistant director named Nigel starts yelling at the pyro guys, and Jody's like, hey, maybe don't be a jerk to the crew. Then this person called Venti comes over with more bad news. The printer's busted, so they can't finish the third act. Jody has to play director and tell everyone to get their act together. When Colt finally gets to the stunt spot, he's being all cautious, checking the sand and asking Dan if they can maybe do this tomorrow instead. Dan's trying to be Mr. Motivational Speaker, but Colt's like, dude, you're totally jinxing me right now. Then Jody shows up and basically dares Dan to do the stunt himself. Well, that gets Colt's attention real quick. Dan starts talking about how important this movie is to Jody's career, and boom, Colt's ready to risk his neck again. So Colt straps on his helmet and gives the thumbs up, even though he's probably scared out of his mind. He's worried about the car not gripping the sand right and maybe smashing into the camera, but Jody's encouraging him to get closer to the action.
Dan, I need him close to the camera now.
I don't want to be that guy, but the sand's a little loose. Can't get any traction. Getting closer, you're gonna lose the camera.
And guess what happens? Yep, Colt's ride goes straight into the camera. But Dan's like, no worries, we've got 7 more of these things, so they keep rolling. Somehow Colt pulls off the stunt without turning into roadkill. And here's where it gets awkward. Jody realizes the guy under the helmet is actually Colt, and she's not exactly thrilled.
Whose idea was this?
I think it was Gail's idea.
I thought it was your idea.
I didn't approve him.
She didn't approve me.
She drags him aside for a little chat. Colt spills that coming here was all Gail's idea, and he's super happy to see her being all directory. But Jody tells Dan to find someone else to do the stunts. Dan's like, there's literally nobody else, so...
I'll take anyone else. Anyone but him.
Literally have no one else.
After they film another stunt, Jody decides to fill Colt in on what this movie's actually about, in case he hasn't bothered reading the script. She says it's about this space cowboy who falls head over heels for an alien chick named Aliana. But then the cowboy gets hurt and just vanishes into thin air. Colt's not stupid. He knows she's talking about them. So he keeps doing his stunt thing. Jody keeps going with her little space story. She tells Colt that Aliana was totally heartbroken and figured the cowboy was just lying to her, so she moved on and started dating other humans.
Space cowboy is wounded, and he just disappears. Did she misread the vibe, or did he lie to her? Is he full of shit? Eventually, Aliana did move on, and then she started dating other humans. And she had so many mind-blowing, far superior experiences. Right, girls? You know what I mean? Yeah, it was like a sushi train.
Oh, I'm gonna be sick.
Then she makes Colt do the stunt again and asks what the space cowboy would say about disappearing. Colt wants to talk about it somewhere private.
In this movie, do the aliens and the humans ever talk in private?
But Jody's like, nah, we're doing this right here. So Colt says the cowboy would probably say he's sorry and scared that he waited too long and now Aliana's moved on. He asks for another shot, but Jody just makes him repeat the stunt.
One more?
I'd love another chance.
Later on, Colt catches up with Gail, who's all congratulatory about his stunt work. But Colt calls her out for lying about Jody wanting him there. That's when Gail drops the real bomb. Tom Ryder has gone missing. She can't call the cops because the movie studio would shut everything down faster than you can say insurance nightmare. Gail's practically begging Colt to find Tom, saying if he doesn't come back, this'll be Jody's first and last shot at directing. She hands him Tom's apartment code and gives him 2 days to save the day and Jody's movie. Colt gets in a car and starts having a little cry session thinking about Jody while listening to Taylor Swift. Of course, that's when Jody shows up and taps on his window, asking why he's being a crybaby. He makes up some story about jet lag because what else are you gonna say? Jody apologizes for making him do the stunt 1,000,000 times, gets in the car, and asks how he's been. Colt just gives her a thumbs up, which totally annoys her.
Yeah, thumbs up. God, I hate that bullshit. Stunt guy bullshit.
She admits it was dumb to try forcing them to be together when they were just having fun. Colt says he wanted to say sorry, but didn't know how. Jody's like, okay, if you're staying, we're keeping this professional, and Colt agrees. So Colt heads to Tom's fancy apartment and flips on the lights. Next thing he knows, some woman is coming at him with a sword. Colt's trying not to get chopped up when he recognizes her face. She introduces herself as Iggy Starr, Tom's girlfriend and the main actress in Jody's movie.
Why do you look so familiar?
I'm Iggy Starr, lead actress on Meadowstorm.
She takes another swing at him, but Colt manages to get the sword away and realizes it's just a movie prop.
Is this a prop sword?
I'm a good actress.
When he asks where Tom is, she suggests checking out this club he likes to hang out at. She also tells him to find this drug dealer guy named Dune and pretend to be Tom. Solid plan, right? At the club, Dune invites Colt to sit down, and Colt mentions he's a stuntman. Dune's all respectful and asks if stuntmen get Oscars. Colt's like, nope, we just get broken bones.
You do a stunt today?
Yeah, car roll.
Just a car roll with a stuntman, my man! They give Oscars for that?
No.
Colt takes a sip of his drink, and suddenly everything gets weird and trippy. Some thugs try to grab him, but Colt fights them off because apparently being a stuntman comes with bonus fighting skills. Dune tries to make a run for it, but Colt chases after him. Dune jumps in a taxi, and Colt, being the genius he is, decides to stop the car by standing in front of it. Spoiler alert, he gets hit. Colt's demanding answers about Tom's whereabouts, and Dune admits he spiked Colt's drink because Tom's security guy told him to. Dune says he usually delivers drugs to these guys at the Pendleton Hotel, and tells Colt to find this Kevin person who will hook him up with room keys. When Colt asks how long he's gonna be seeing things, Dune says until the unicorns go away, because apparently that's how drug timelines work. Colt heads to the hotel to meet Kevin, but runs smack into Jody instead. She sees his beat-up face and asks what happened. Being the smooth liar he is, Colt says he went for a jog.
Your face is bleeding.
What?
What happened to you?
Oh, no, I was running.
Unusual athleisure wear for a run.
Yeah, they gave me the wrong bags. It works. I can sweat.
Jody tells him the studio bigwigs are pressuring her to change the ending to something happy and cheerful. Their heart-to-heart gets cut short when Gale shows up and drags Jody away. Kevin finally appears and hands Colt a keycard. Colt tries to open the door, but the stupid thing doesn't work. Kevin gives him another one, also a dud. Colt's getting frustrated, so he decides to just break into the room like a civilized person. After he gets in, Jody calls him and they chat about her movie ideas. Then Colt goes to check out the bathroom and, surprise, there's a dead body chilling in the bathtub. He immediately calls Gale and tells her about his whole crazy adventure from Iggy to Dune to the dead guy in the tub. He's ready to call the police, but Gale says she'll handle it. Then a cop shows up and knocks on Colt's car window.
No parking at any time.
I want to report a crime.
Okay.
An ice crime.
Colt takes the officer to the hotel room, but plot twist. The body's gone. Vanished. Poof.
Yeah, you're still getting a ticket, mate.
The next day, Colt tells Dan he's gonna spill everything to Jody about the dead body situation. But Dan suggests maybe Colt was just seeing things because of all the drugs in his system. Dan also mentions that Jody made a bunch of changes to the stunt scenes after they talked the night before. Colt pulls Jody aside, and she says she wants to film the whole sequence with him, and then digitally paste Tom's face on top later. Colt's cool with that plan. They start filming, and Colt absolutely nails the entire thing. After they wrap, Jody invites him to go sing karaoke, and he's like, absolutely. But then Gale shows up with a plane ticket and tells Colt to go home, because something serious is about to go down, and she doesn't want him mixed up in it. Meanwhile, Jody's waiting at the bar, while Colt meets up with Alma, who's Gale's assistant. They start chatting, and Alma tells him the last time she saw Tom was at some party. The next day, Gale called saying Tom lost his phone, which Alma happened to find. She says this phone has some seriously career-ending stuff on it and offers to trade it for a producer credit on Jody's movie. Suddenly, two guys zap Colt and Alma with tasers and kidnap her. Colt grabs Jean-Claude, that's one of Alma's dogs, and starts chasing after the bad guys. While this is happening, Gale's at the bar telling Jody she sent Colt home.
You said that he left town.
Who?
Colt.
No, he didn't. He's coming here.
I gave him the tickets.
Jody's upset because she needs Colt to finish her movie. Gale's like, I thought you wanted him gone. Colt ends up smashing his car into a truck. He tells Jean-Claude to go bite one of the bad guys while he jumps onto the truck to fight another one. Alma starts fighting the driver because apparently everyone in this movie knows how to fight. As Colt's passing by the bar where Jody's singing, a car comes at him. He jumps, grabs a bar, then leaps back onto the truck. Alma kicks one guy off the truck and takes over driving. Then she slams on the brakes and sends Colt flying through the windshield onto the road. Ouch.
You okay?
Yeah.
Colt goes to the bar, but Dan tells him Jody already left. Colt explains his whole crazy night to Dan, who suggests getting help from Venti, this tech wizard person. Venti says it'll take a few days to crack the phone's security. Colt and Dan head back to Tom's apartment to find the phone's password. Dan finds the code. Colt unlocks the phone, and they watch this video where Tom is wrestling with his stunt double, the same dead guy Colt saw in the bathtub. In the video, Tom accidentally kills the stunt double. Yikes. Venti calls Dan and tells him to turn on the news. The reporter says police found the stunt double's body, and guess who's their main suspect? That's right, our boy Colt. He tries texting Jody, but she doesn't see the messages. A bunch of armed guys show up at the apartment, and Dan helps Colt fight them off.
Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson!
During the chaos, Jean-Claude bites one of the attackers, giving Colt a chance to point a gun at him while Dan grabs a shotgun from another guy. Dan goes outside to check for more bad guys, and the last attacker grabs Colt's gun and shoots him. The guy calls someone saying Colt's dead, not knowing the bullets were fake. Colt escapes, jumps on a boat, and bumps into Tom before getting knocked out cold. At the same time, Gail's telling Jody that Colt's wanted for murder. Jody can't believe it, remembering how it took Colt 23 minutes just to get a cockroach out of her room once.
This is a man who spent 23 minutes ushering a cockroach out of my room once, and I was like, just stamp on it. And he was like, no, let it live.
Gail also mentions that Colt never made it to the airport. Colt wakes up tied to a chair with Tom demanding his phone. Colt's like, nope. Tom confesses that he messed with the stunt equipment on purpose because he was jealous that Colt was making him look bad. He also spills that Gail came up with the whole plan to frame Colt for the stunt double's death. Jody tries to read Colt's messages, but Gail accidentally drops her phone in her drink. Smooth move. Tom keeps going on about Gail's scheme and wants that phone. Colt tells him one of the attackers shot it, which makes Tom happy.
Where's the phone? There's no phone. He shot it out of my hand.
No, he didn't.
Oh my God, what a relief.
It's crazy.
Tom orders his guys to kill Colt, and they start pouring gasoline on him. But Colt's too clever and escapes on a boat.
These fall gags real.
The bad guys chase him, shooting like crazy. He gets to a dock, cuts a rope, and hides. Then he calls Jody and tells her that after the accident, he felt like such a failure that he thought she deserved better, so he just disappeared. He says avoiding her hurt worse than any stunt ever did. He admits he still loves her and tells her not to give up on happy endings.
Getting hit by a car hurts, being thrown out of a window hurts, but none of it ever hurt as much as not being with you. I'm still in love with you, and I don't think you should give up on that happy ending.
Colt.
The bad guys start shooting again, so he hangs up and crashes into a gas tank. His boat explodes in a big fireball. Jody tries calling back, but the bad guy tells Gail that Colt's dead. Gail breaks the news to Jody. Dan tries to text Colt, but nothing goes through. Reporters show up talking about Colt's death and showing a video with his face stuck on Tom's body. But surprise! Colt's actually alive and swam to safety. Tom's men show up at the movie set looking for Dan, who's hiding with the extras in some kind of disguise. Jody's in her trailer when someone in a costume sneaks up behind her. She freaks out and attacks, but it's just Colt. He tells her everything about Tom and Gail's evil plan. They have a romantic moment and kiss, but then Gail knocks on the door. Jody hides Colt and lets Gail in. Gail claims she tried to help Colt, but it didn't work out. She says Tom's back, and since Colt's dead, they'll use computer effects for the stunts. Gail suggests Jody take a break, but Jody's determined to finish the movie herself.
You, meanwhile, please go and rest up in Fiji on me, and I'm going to take care of all of it.
This is my movie. I've learned so much from you.
I know, thank you.
I'm very grateful. I am directing this movie.
After Gail leaves, Colt and Jody cook up a plan to get Tom to confess. They start filming with Tom giving some big speech. Jody explains that even with special effects, he still needs to be in the car so they can film his face. Tom gets on set and they handcuff him for the scene while someone clips a microphone to his costume. He gets in the car and they start rolling. Then Colt, wearing a mask, jumps into the car and drives off with Tom. Tom's goons chase after them, but Dan blocks the road with explosions. Colt scares the crap out of Tom by suggesting they do this super dangerous jump that'll look like a murder-suicide if it goes wrong. Tom gets so scared he confesses to everything. How he and Gail framed Colt because they didn't want the movie to fail.
250-foot jump that'll probably kill us.
All right. It was all Gail. And I killed Henry. She wanted to cover it up.
Gail Meyer was responsible for framing me for your murder of Henry.
Yes!
What's your real name?
Tom Ryder.
The whole confession gets picked up by the microphone on his shirt. Colt actually pulls off the crazy 250-foot jump without dying.
Oh, good. You're alive.
Meanwhile, Gail tells Tom's men to help her get to the helicopter. She threatens the sound guy and steals the confession recording. Jody tries to stop her by hitting her, but one of Gail's guys grabs Jody from behind. Jody fights back with a movie prop while Jean-Claude helps out. Tom escapes and gets on the helicopter with Gail. Dan and the other stuntmen start fighting Tom's thugs. Dan beats the main bad guy and ties him up with a cable, leaving him hanging in the air. Colt jumps and climbs onto a camera arm attached to a car, using it to launch himself onto the helicopter. Colt fights with Tom and Gail while they try to shoot him to get the confession back. Dan and the crew set up an air cushion on the ground using a car so Colt can land safely. Colt manages to grab the recording. Gail tells Tom to shoot Colt, but Tom's like, "No way, he's one of the best stuntmen ever." So Gail grabs the gun from Tom and tries to shoot Colt herself, but her gun's empty. The movie wraps up with Colt giving them the finger, jumping off the helicopter, and landing perfectly on the air cushion. Jody runs over to him, totally impressed by his heroic hat trick, and they kiss. And that's how our story ends, with love winning and the bad guys getting what they deserve.
Whoa. I can make you a massive star, you handsome beast.
Shut the hell up.
Back up, man. I'm getting my agent involved.
Let him go.
Tom!
Actor.